At an airport in El Salvador, the latest group to be deported from America. 11 men, gang members, says the White House, but detained and removed to this mega prison with no evidence of their crimes, no judicial process and no access to lawyers. They join hundreds already lifted from America and sent to El Salvador's notorious terrorism confinement center, one of the largest jails in the world. At a White House in step with this policy, a guard of honor for the president of El Salvador, the first Latin American leader to visit President Trump. Nayib Bukele styles himself as the coolest dictator in the world. Donald Trump likes him because there is a symbiosis to this relationship.
I want to thank you for the great job you're doing. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Bukele has an 80% approval rating in El Salvador. He's turned a soaring crime rate on its head, the world's most dangerous country to the Western Hemisphere's safest.
Sometimes they say that we imprisoned thousands. I like to say that we actually liberated millions. So, you know, like...
It's very good. Who gave him that line? Do you think I can use that?
The images, the rhetoric has pitted Donald Trump against his own courts, but he is doubling down and has ambitions to go further, to outsource American prisoners, American citizens, to El Salvador too.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals that push people into subways, that hit elderly ladies on the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that are absolute monsters. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country.
Among those already deported is Kilmar Albrego Garcia, removed to the El Salvador jail because of an administrative error. But the Trump administration says they don't have the legal obligation to bring him back.
Mr. President, you said that if the Supreme Court said someone needed to be returned, that you would abide by that. You said that on Air Force One just a few days ago. And they said that it must be facilitated.
Why don't you just say, isn't it wonderful that we're keeping criminals out of our country?
On immigration, President Trump can point to material successes since he took office. His hard line and his partnership with El Salvador has pushed crossings on the southern border for the year so far to their lowest level in decades. A meeting of minds then, two men who admire each other's methods, who share controversial tactics, who relish in causing a stir. There is advantage for both leaders in this relationship. El Salvador is getting paid for this outsourcing. President Trump gets results on immigration. But at what cost for the principles of due process in America?